Hello everyone, this is English Custom Woodworking. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. In this clip, I am chainsaw milling a walnut log that was cut about a year prior and has been laying since. I am using a Granberg Alaskan Small log mill on a Husqvarna 455 Rancher with a 20-inch bar. I'm also using a ripping chain that is from Granberg. The milling guide that I'm using is just a generic guide that I bought off of Amazon. It is not a Granberg, although they are very similar. In my opinion, the key to chainsaw milling is this first cut that I'm making. You have to ensure that this first cut is perfect and flat. Otherwise, all the following cuts are going to be off. I would highly suggest taking the time to level your guide perfectly, or you're going to run into problems, possibly ruining the whole log. And when I say level, I'm referring to the left and right leveling, not down the length of the log. Down the log adjustments are determine the depth of your initial cut, which will follow on with the other depths of the following cuts that you create from this initial first platform. So continuing with my advice about setting up your guide, the guide has got to be streamlined straight from start to finish to ensure that your cut is going to be flat throughout. It took me about 20 minutes or so to set up on this particular log to ensure that everything was perfect and flat. Now take in mind that I took my time. I was pretty OCD about getting it set up perfectly. I re-leveled and readjusted multiple times to make it flat. This is kind of because you're working against yourself a little bit. Whether that makes any sense or not, it will when you go to set this thing up. Every time you make an adjustment left or right, it's going to change your start to finish. So you're kind of working against yourself just a little bit. I personally recommend that you get your length straight, your beginning to end string straight before you do your leveling left and right. This will help a little bit with any of the corrections that you have to make when you're working against yourself. So if you notice, and this kind of just depends on the kind of wood or the log is made of. This one's walnut, so it's a hardwood. I'm trying to kind of keep my throttle at the perfect RPM where it's not revving too high, but it's not binding or bogging down, which it kind of took me a little while to try to get perfected. Not as easy as what you think. The other thing too, if you notice that I'm using wedges to try to keep the log up off and binding off the chain. In a perfect situation, if I had a second person to help me come along behind me and put those wedges in there, it would kind of help keep the pressure off, but I didn't have that, so I just kind of did the best I could. And I'm going to finish the rest of this off with a little bit of music, and hope you guys enjoy. I appreciate it. Hope you guys subscribe, like the video for me, and I'll see you on the next one.